Polygamy. It's a word that tends to get a lot of side eyes, right? But let's clear up some of the fog surrounding it in Islam. Today, we're diving into why it's allowed, the conditions the Quran sets, and what it says about justice and responsibility. So, why does Islam allow polygamy? Let's rewind a bit. Historically, polygamy wasn't exactly an anomaly. Think back to ancient civilizations, biblical prophets, and even royalty. When Islam addressed it, though, it didn't hand out a free-for-all pass. Instead, the Quran did something surprising. It put a limit on it. Yup, the Quran says 4 is the max, and you have to treat each wife equally, fairness or no dice. Imagine that 1,000 years ago, laying down relationship boundaries like a pro. In Quran 4 verse 3, Allah says, "Marry women of your choice 2, 3, or 4, but if you fear you will not be just, then only one." So, if you're not up for the task of treating everyone fairly, stick to one. It's like the ancient version of "don't bite off more than you can chew." Polygamy here isn't a do-as-you-please license. It's a serious responsibility, where equality is non-negotiable. Now, you might ask, why not just stick to one? Fair question. For one, in societies where men were often lost in wars, polygamy provided a social safety net for widows and orphans. While it's not as common today, it's still an option where it's genuinely needed, as long as justice is served. It's less about variety and more about responsibility. Let's bust a myth here. Islam isn't about casual relationships. It's not a swipe-right culture. Unlike some societies today, where non-committal relationships are the norm, Islam emphasizes responsibility and commitment. Polygamy in Islam is all about protecting the family structure and avoiding emotional messes. Think of it as the complete opposite of casual. It's contractual, like the ultimate in marriage management. So, when we talk about polygamy in Islam, it's about justice, accountability, and compassion. And let's face it, most Muslims today practice monogamy anyway. The allowance for polygamy? It's there for those rare cases where it genuinely benefits everyone involved, not as a blanket recommendation. Curious about more Islamic teachings? Don't forget to subscribe!